In my last video, I talked about Plock, a game that I felt to be really well made, but it just failed to capture an audience. But who cares about that? Today I'm going to be talking about a game that everybody in their toaster knows about. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Mega Drive. Since everybody already knows the history of the Blue Blur, I'm not going to go into it and waste your time. However, I am quickly going to go into my history with the game, as well as the franchise as a whole. Growing up, I absolutely loved the blue spiny freak. Couldn't get enough of him. Sonic 1, Heroes, Rush on the DS were all mainstays of my gaming experiences growing up. And Shadow the Hedgehog. Damn. But I didn't get to play games like Sonic 2 and 3 or Adventure 1 and 2 until much later on. I'd also watch a fuck ton of Sonic X on Jetix. Yeah, remember that? Or failing that, playing those little LCD games you get from Happy Meals. Truly the most hardcore of gamers. So, Sonic 1, it's Christmas, it's morning, it's 2005 or 6, and me and my sister are opening our gifts and I unwrap this bizarre thing that leaves me completely flummoxed. It's a big black box with a proper scuffed print of Sonic on the side and a big blue controller. It was a plug-and-play Mega Drive from Radica, who also made Cube World.
Fuck you, and fuck a card guy myself.
And Solitaire! Let's fucking Solitaire! I still actually own this old thing, I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. Can you tell I've had this since I was a kid? Look at all these Scooby-Doo stickers. Once all the Christmas morning hype had died down, I'm able to get it set up and I turn it on. Wow, that was loud. I really don't remember the audio being this cooked, and the picture somehow looks wet.
My bad.
It's like I'm seeing it after someone else has. Well, as a kid, I didn't know any better, and I didn't care, because I would just play this thing all the damn time. And not just Sonic, I played all these games a lot too. Sort of. I absolutely mained Sonic, Golden Axe, and Flicky, but the others I just couldn't figure out where to go, got frustrated with them, or in Old Beast's case, terrified the living shit out of me. Oh yeah, I'm not kidding, this shit was horrifying to me. Rise from your grave. Sent shockwaves down my spine. The zombies freaked me out, and that fucking wolf transformation literally made me piss myself. And what is that thing? Why is it making that noise? Stop shooting your heads at me, and I was dead. That's it. I'm going back to Flicky. Looking back now, yeah, it's not that bad, but coupled with the sound distortion issues this thing has, can you blame me for being freaked out by it? Really enjoyed the game over music though. I tried to play Mean Bean Machine, but I could never get past the second stage, so I just gave up with it.
I fucking hate this guy.
Just imagine my horror when I first played Sonic Mania.
Wait, what? What? No, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I'd always try to Kid Chameleon, but I never had any fucking clue what I was doing. Also, the controller on this thing is actually really good. The buttons are clicky and responsive, and the D-pad doesn't feel like total shit either. I wish I could mod this to work on my actual Mega Drive. But obviously, the game I played the most on this thing was Sonic. You ever have those fuck-about games as a kid? You know, the ones where you'd boot it up just to fuck around in it? For me, Sonic 1, Simpsons Hit and Run, and Spider-Man 2 were my personal fuck-about games. I played this thing up until about 2009, only plugging it in every now and again when I was bored. I think I just got Sonic'd out and dipped out from the series until about 2011 once I got Generations for Christmas. I don't remember getting very far in it though, because my PS3 fucking died on me! Now that was a fun Christmas. Skipping forward to 2014, I started to get into my retro games phase and decided to give Sonic 1 another go, see if I could finally beat it.
After an arduous 10 years through thick and thin, I finally beat the game and became the man I am today!
I've been fucking scammed.
During this time, my dad, the fucking legend, pulls out his old Mega Drive from the depths of the loft. Here it is in all its glory. Unfortunately, all his games were lost to time, so I ordered a copy of Sonic 1 and 2 and tried them out. Hold on a tick, why is it so slow? And why does the music sound like shit? I'm playing Green Hill, but it feels like fucking Labyrinth Zone. Well, that's when I found out that over here in the UK and Europe, retro game systems run at 50Hz rather than the usual 60, meaning the game runs around 17% slower than its US or Japanese counterpart. As if being British wasn't punishment enough. So me and my granddad modded this Mega Drive to run at both 50 and 60Hz. Alright, enough about my shenanigans for now. Let's get into the actual game. Like Plock, there's not much of a story to this game. Dr. Robotnik's been capturing all the little critters on South Island and putting them inside robots. As you do. And well, Sonic just ain't gonna stand for that. Sonic journeys across South Island to free all the animals and stop Dr. Robotnik. Or Eggman. Whatever you prefer. I always found this portrait of Sonic rather weird looking. I can't really pinpoint why, but there's something about his head shape that looks off to me. In fact, this entire screen looks off to me. What the f***? The entire screen's off center! Okay, f*** this game. 0 out of 10, literally unplayable. I'll be playing this for the Mega Drive collection on Steam, and no, I'm not going to use the rewind feature, because I ain't a pussy! Fucking pussy!
No, it's because I don't know the keyboard, so can someone please tell me? Thank you.
Anyways, it's only one of the most fucking iconic levels in the whole of gaming. Green Hill has gotten a lot of shit recently for being incredibly overused, something I completely understand and agree with, but there's definitely a reason why it's been so overused. I'm not excusing it, but where's my Emerald Hill love? I mean, it is the better zone after all. No. In terms of opening stages, this is the best Sonic could have gotten. It does exactly what Sonic Team set out to accomplish with this game, and highlights exactly what makes Sonic great. The colour, the animation, the speed, the exploration, there's so much life in this stage, and it's still really impressive even 30 years later. I've probably played through this level over 1,000 times at this point, and I'll usually just blast right through it. When you play something so many times, you kinda just go on autopilot. But for this playthrough, I decided to take it slow and take in my surroundings. Try and take some paths I probably haven't taken since I played the game on their original plug and play. Get the most out of the game, you know? I actually forgot how many different little areas there are in this zone. I genuinely can't remember the last time I took this route. It's like a virtual playground. It gives you everything you need to have fun and lets you do the rest. You want to run fast? Sure, go for it. You want to explore to find secrets and hidden paths? You can. You want to impale Sonic on some spikes? That's fucked up, but okay. Fun is infinite with Green Hill. Like Plock, Sonic is a very fragile little fuck. Unlike Plock, who has a health bar, Sonic can only take one hit and he's dead. To negate this, all over the damn place are rings, and collecting them allows you to take an extra hit. If you do get hit, Sonic will spew rings out of every orifice, and if you get hit again without any rings, he dies. I always wondered, why rings? Why not coins? Well, aside from just being different from Mario, apparently it's because they give energy to Sonic, and also are very valuable. So I guess at the end of each act, Sonic just pawns them off.
It's the nicest ring I have ever seen.
You can also find monitors, which contain power-ups like rings, power sneakers, which increase Sonic's speed, invincibility, a shield, and extra lives. If you beat Act 1 or 2 with at least 50 rings, a giant ring will be waiting for you at the end of the act. Nope! Fuck you! At the end of a zone, you'll go against Robotnik in one of his many... fine. If you grab the giant ring, you'll enter a special stage. We can try and get one of the 6 Chaos Emeralds. The 7th one must have been on sabbatical or something. They don't really have a purpose yet, so there's no real need for you to get them. They only give you the good ending. These stages aren't exactly my favourites from the Sonic franchise, but they're fine. They get the job done. They can be a bit of a pain to control, but not impossible. And yes, I did fall for the gold bait as a kid. Laugh it up, chuckle f***s, like you didn't either! You can also earn continues here. Oh, look at the little Sonic. At the end of a zone, you'll go against Robotnik in one of his many contraptions. Something I admire about Robotnik is that instead of letting his peons do the work, he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty and actually fights Sonic head on. Multiple times at that. Yeah, he fucking sucks at it, but fair play to the guy. Bowser, you can learn a few lessons. After popping him on the head 8 times, he dies. Like, for real, he explodes and fucking dies. And with that, you can free all the animals in Green Hill. Before I move on to the next zone, let's discuss what Sonic can do. Pressing A, Sonic will jump. No fucking way! First Plock and then this? Pressing B, Sonic will jump. Really? And by pressing C, Sonic will jump. Are you fucking kidding me? These controls are far too complicated for me. At standstill, you can hold up and down on the D-pad to pan the camera up and down, allowing you to get a better view of your surroundings. However, while you're on the move, you can press down to curl up into a ball. You can use this to gain speed by rolling down hills or as an offensive option, along with jumping on enemies. While jumping on enemies is a perfectly fine way to attack, I wish more people realise that rolling into enemies is far more effective for most enemies and it keeps your momentum going. Everyone knows that Sonic is fast, but something I feel a lot of people, and even some of the modern games, misunderstand about Sonic is that Sonic was never purely about speed. It definitely plays a part in the games for sure, but Sonic has always been a platformer first, and speed was the bonus for executing that well with knowledge of the stage and quick thinking, as well as using the physics to your advantage, then maintaining that speed while performing some high-speed platforming. And when you're able to do that, you can bounce through the stage with ease, and it makes this style of gameplay incredibly rewarding and replayable. I think Sonic 1 strikes a happy balance between speed and platforming. In Green Hill Zone. You may have noticed I've mostly shown footage of Green Hill up until now. Why? Because Sonic 1 is Green Hill. You hear about it all the time where people turn the game on, beat Green Hill, turn it off. And really, what is Sonic 1 remembered for the most? Green Hill Zone. Now, let me introduce you to Marble Zone. Gone are the bright and colourful grasslands and, in its place, a literal dungeon. Yeah, I'm not exactly what you call a fan of Marble Zone. Green Hill leads you to believe the whole game is going to be high-speed action and then suddenly a marble wall is erected in front of you. Everything that was enjoyable about Green Hill is gone and the pace just flatlines. Yeah, I think this zone just killed me. It's hard to get any real speed, the platforming is dull and meandering, and Act 1 and 2 are incredibly linear, other than a handful of small secrets. While 3X was welcomed in Green Hill, by the end of Act 2, Marble Zone really starts to outstay its welcome. This zone could be easily improved just by speeding things up a bit, like increasing the speed of these block riding sections, although I usually end up just skipping this one with some well-timed jumps, how fast these spike platforms fall, and even change the cycles of when they do fall. Every time I reach this one, it's always just out of reach. If it felt as I was approaching it, that'd give me enough time to get on the first cycle and keep the pace going. Or you could just add some sections to build up speed and do some fun platforming, or you could just remove the zone from the game entirely. However, while this stage can be a real slog, I do find enjoyment from trying to beat this stage as fast as possible, as tough as that can be. I always encounter this jump glitch too, so thanks game. Other than that, there's not much else to say about Marble Zone. It's unfortunately just a pretty dull zone to trudge your way through. Thankfully, Spring Yard Zone is a bit of an improvement. It's far better than Marble Zone, but it's still got its fair share of pace breakers, like the slowest elevator sequences. They don't last all too long though, and you can skip the majority of them by taking the top paths. Spring Yard perplexes me. I've never really been sure what it was going for thematically. I always assumed it was some sort of casino or something, which would be true if I was playing the prototype, but it seems more like a park setting that has pinball elements. The background's pleasant to look at, but I'm not a massive fan of the foreground's colour scheme. These enemies used to scare the piss out of me as a kid. I'd see them catching up to me and frantically try to get away from them, only to end up getting steamrolled by them. Oh yeah, the enemies, I totally forgot. Or in Sonic's case, badniks. Sonic 1 doesn't have too many dickheaded badniks, aside from the aforementioned rollers. Caterpillars can be fuckers due to their weird hitboxes, but everything else is relatively easy to avoid or destroy. There's a large variation between them all, and I like that they're all creature related, like bugs, fish, pigs, and then there's just fucking bombs. Guess Robotnik had a deadline to meet and shut that one out the door. You've also got your stage hazards too, like pits, lava, and the dreaded spikes. Also, Spring Yard is a bit of an oddball for me. I like this stage, but I never really look forward to playing it. It's definitely an improvement over Marble Zone though. Let's hope we can get better from here. Well, Labyrinth Zone. What can I say that hasn't already been said about this zone a million times before? Well, I guess I can say one thing that definitely hasn't been said before. I don't think Labyrinth Zone's that bad.
You don't know what you're f***ing talking about!
Okay, before you all kill me, hear me out. Yes, the zone is slow as fuck, and there isn't really much of a labyrinth to explore. There's about one puzzle in the whole zone, and the simple act of moving left to right feels like drawing blood from a stone. However, similar to Marble Zone, I do find a lot of enjoyment trying to beat this stage as fast as possible. Yeah, that is because I want to get to Starlight quicker, but it's also because I find it legitimately fun and rewarding. Yeah, I wish there was less water and I could really do without the damn slowdown that occurs when you lose a lot of rings. Seriously, what the fuck is this? But the zone also has some really big shortcuts that cut out large portions of the zone. I also quite like the boss of this zone. Rather than focusing on hitting Robotnik enough times, it's more about whether you're able to keep up with him. And it really puts your platforming skills to the test. Sonic CD would follow up on this concept 2 years later. It always made me super twitchy as a kid, and this is as far as I could get. I can absolutely understand why so many people despise this zone. I used to myself, but I guess with age I've just grown to appreciate it a bit more. Oh, but this zone is where the drowning music originates from. Okay, yeah, f*** this zone. Next! Starlight Zone finally brings back the speed, and it only took until... the 5th zone? Starlight is a lot of fun with its big slopes and loops. You ever notice that the only zones in this game that have loops are Green Hill and Starlight? Odd. This zone also sports some of the most exploration you can do in Sonic 1. These 3 acts are gigantic and have so many diverging pathways. I'm pretty sure I still haven't found all the ways to reach the goalpost yet. I don't actually mind 3 acts in this zone, because it's actually a fun zone to work your way through. It's a shame that Starlight doesn't get more love, because it's definitely one of the best zones from Sonic 1. It's a very comfy zone to work your way through. It's not majorly difficult, although it is plastered with these bombs I mentioned. It also has the best boss in this game. You know, I really would have loved to have seen Starlight come back from Mania. Metallic Madness is fine too though, I guess. Immediately, Scrap Brown is here to let you know that this zone isn't f***ing around. Everything in this zone wants your ass dead. There's fire, pits, electricity, buzzsaws, crushing blocks, bombs, spike balls, pigs that throw their bollocks at you. It's got everything. Also, specifically, fuck this buzzsaw.
I think I'm having a heart attack.
It's definitely the hardest zone in the game, and it isn't the speediest, but I'm actually okay with that for this zone. It is the last zone of the game after all, so it's understandable they want to ramp up the difficulty and put your platforming skills to the test. Scrap Brain is located inside Robotnik's base of operations, and it really highlights how far removed we are from the green hills of old now that we're inside this industrial hellhole. A small detail I really like about this zone is that you're now unable to get any more Chaos Emeralds. The last chance you got was in Act 2 of Starlight, and now that you're inside Robotnik HQ, he beat you to him. You're too late. Yo, f***ed it up! Acts 1 and 2 are difficult, yet rewarding to beat, but Act 3 asks the question, did you enjoy Labyrinth Zone? If you answered yeah! Well, here's Labyrinth Zone Act 4. If you answered no, f*** you, here's Labyrinth Zone Act 4.
F*** you, bastard.
You know, I don't think I've ever actually beaten this act by going the normal route. I'm gonna go this way for once. And fuck that. Let's take the shortcut. Now, I like Labyrinth Zone, but even I'll admit this act is boring as fuck and wasn't really needed. But hey, at least it's only one act. Oh, fuck off! Welcome to the final zone.
It's called that because it's the last zone in the game.
It's not really much of a zone, it's just the final boss, and yeah, I'm not really a fan. I mean, it's fine, it's serviceable, but it's not exactly challenging, even without rings. 8 boops later and it's finished off. You can let him fly off, or you can take his rotund ass out and kill him for real this time. No fakesies! And with that, Sonic 1 is finished. By no means is Sonic 1 my favourite classic Sonic game. It's nowhere near Sonic 2 or 3 in terms of quality, enjoyment or replayability, and I don't very often revisit it, but I've played this game so many goddamn times. It's a bit of a weird one, because while I'm playing it, I'm generally having a good time and enjoying myself, but when I'm not, I'm like, yeah, fuck that game. For Sonic's first outing, it's a decently good game. Oh, shit. I can imagine back in 91 when it released, it was truly something special. Hell, as a kid, I absolutely loved it, but I'm also now spoiled by 2, 3, and Mania. Really, this game just suffers from first game syndrome. Sonic 2 and 3 improves on just about everything, which is great for those games, but it leaves Sonic 1 feeling a little thin in comparison. But this game was the smash hit that Sega needed, and it could have been a lot worse. Hell, it has been a lot worse, just look at Sonic Genesis for the GBA. Sonic games famously have great music, and this game is no exception. I don't think there's a bad song in this game. The boss theme, Final Zone, and Marble Zone are probably my least favourites, but they're still good tracks. I enjoy Scrap Brain quite a lot, and I bet it works really well with some heavy drums and guitars. Green Hill is just iconic, Spring Yard is a banger, and I absolutely adore Starlights. They're both fantastic. If I'm being totally honest, part of the reason why I don't really mind Labyrinth Zone so much is because of its music. While absolutely not the best in the game, it's one of my personal favourites. I love the twanginess of it, and when that drum pops in, you know the bit. Around the same time my dad gave me his Mega Drive, I discovered the 2013 Christian Whitehead remasters of Sonic 1, 2 and CD. Can't make a CD with my hand. And naturally, purchased them immediately. I played these games so many damn times on my iPhone 4. Mainly in my Year 9 French class. If I'm ever going to recommend playing Sonic 1, the 2013 remaster is the only version you should be playing. There's too many improvements and quality of life changes to mention, but the main improvements are that the game runs in widescreen at 60 FPS, which helps a lot more than you'd think. You can use the elemental shield, which makes Marble and Labyrinth Zone actually speedy. Sometimes. It also adds the insta shields from Sonic 3, and thankfully adds the spin dash. Yes! Thank you! No more of this shit! And it also removes that fucking stupid ground speed cap. Yeah, in the original version, Sonic had a speed cap. Why? Ever wonder what it'd be like to play Sonic 1 with Tails or Knuckles? Well, now you can. It also adds in a 7th special stage, so you can get the 7th Chaos Emerald to become Super Sonic. Although in legit play, the earliest you can use him is in Act 2 of Labyrinth Zone. Also, fuck the 7th special stage! This really is the definitive version of the game. All these small tweaks and changes make it so much more enjoyable to play through than the original game. And it's only available on fucking phones! Seriously, it's 2022 and this version still hasn't been ported to consoles or PC? Sega! What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you allergic to money or something? Unfortunately, this is also true for the excellent Sonic 2 remaster as well. I just really hope Sonic Origins uses these versions of the games for that collection. What's going on with that, by the way? It got announced last year, but I haven't heard anything about it since. Thankfully, the fans have stepped up once again and made this version available on PC. You'll still need the app in order to build it, but it's well worth it. This is a game that I have so many memories with. Whether that was playing it as a child, rediscovering it as a teen, or making a dumb video about it now as an adult. This game has many flaws, but looking past them, you can still get at least some enjoyment out of the game, even if that is just from Green Hill or Starlight Zone. I wouldn't recommend you play this as your first Sonic game. A great blueprint that future games would absolutely improve on. Oh, and you know I had to cop that Lego Sonic set that came out recently. How could I not? It's a really nice looking set, I just wish there was a Buzz Bomber in there. And the Robotnik model could do with some improvements too. It's a real nice piece though, and I can't believe they actually included Spider-Man in the set. And the extra Batcave was a nice touch too. So have you played Sonic 1? Are you completely insane like me and actually enjoy Labyrinth Zone, or are you a normal person and think it should be completely eradicated? Let me know below, I'd love to have a discussion about it. In the meantime, I'm going to try and overcome my childhood trauma and actually beat Altered Beast.